Worry about it anymore. I just do what I got to do.
Like get a straw.
No, I just back out, take a drink, come back.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can back out. How do I back out of this?
Oh, that's true.
We are live on YouTube.
Oh Lord.
When we were on that, I used to just
Um,
we're in BTS mode right now. Yeah, I used to just
It
give
asked
him the
me to
signal
reconnect.
to have him mute me over there when I had to move that.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'd do. I'd go,
Yeah, I think I witnessed one of those actually.
yeah.
What was it last week
Jacob
when you just got up
business.
and left?
Man, dude, I had to pee.
That's what I figured.
I had to pee
Bullshit.
so bad.
You did it to me too.
Yeah.
When he was in Mexico.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you damn
dude.
sure did. He did. I was thinking about that.
I
in
was
the
like,
car
are
the other
you
night.
kidding me right
I'm
now?
driving home, Chad. I promise you.
That was the
Yeah.
that
I'm
was the
thinking
24
me
hours
and
of
Chad
Le Mans,
have
wasn't
our
it?
own little club, the Abandoned by fucking Jay on the air, red light.
I was
on
seriously
club.
like,
What the fuck? And he
what
did
are
it
we
to-
doing
he's like,
here?
have fun.
It's like
okay.
welcome to ESPN Sports Center. I'm now gonna walk off.
And on top of that,
We weren't in like we were going into podiums and back markers, and I'm like,
that's a sick.
how long? How long do I know how long he's going to be
Jesus.
gone?
Oh God, how do I put the thing in the thing? Hang on.
Well, I mean, they should have taught you
I
that in
know,
seventh
shut
grade
up.
anatomy.
Yeah, I
That's what
Okay,
I was looking at.
YouTube. Why can't I edit our video?
should have.
Are we in right now?
We're live, but
Oh.
for whatever reason, when you go live in YouTube right now, it
Yeah.
titles
Am
our
I-
stuff wrong.
Am I not in this?
Right now you are not.
Why are you not?
See, it's weird. Look
Oh,
over there.
wait, no, it is. It says you and 3 others.
Oh, I'm probably as a observer, not a.
No, I put you in as a guest.
Yeah, it's not showing him at all.
Yeah, it doesn't show it on mine either.
I love it when the IT guys the fucking tech problem. It's beautiful. Chad, are you the iPhone studio guru?
No.
I was gonna say I'm gonna hand you my phone.
Right now, I'm on the
Yes.
back end of our
Right
stream
now
trying to
it's
figure it out.
doing.
Yeah.
Do you want me to see where you? What does yours look like right now?
I'm. It was not responding to anything.
Oh,
Hey, so if you guys click
do it on cell instead of internet because the internet's not great here when you
I am
got
on
all. Okay.
cell.
No, never mind.
if you guys click on the chat button in the top
Okay,
right,
hang on. I got
instead
an
of-
invite from Chad Hitchcock.
that way if
Here we
anybody
go.
needs to send anybody an underground message without having to say it out loud. I didn't even notice that before.
Oh, so you want to underground say monkeys and footballs?
So that's what I did. That was my test message.
That's your test message?
Yeah, monkeys and
Dude,
football.
did you see it outside? It is pouring the rain.
It
So
is
we're in
pouring
the
the rain.
rain.
While y'all are
Boring.
talking,
Boring.
me and Mikey need to get acquainted. I don't know a damn thing about you other than you're
Hey,
friends with these guys.
Bring this up right up by. See how his is roll right on his mouth? Right there.
Yeah, you want
Put
to?
them more.
You ever flown in an airplane?
Right there.
Small airplane? Remember how that was right up there? That's where you
Perfect.
want it.
Eat it.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's get dipshit back in here.
Okay.
That'd be me. It's I'm getting no love. It doesn't mean that only phone. Second.
Well, you're still in here as far as
Yeah, like I can. Yeah.
everybody. Your voice is going to come through. It's just not your video right now
Oh.
because your voice is coming through this into
Oh.
here.
Oh Lord, you
The
said it
voice
like
is
it's a
all I need.
problem. That's what I'm talking about right there.
I went and got my
Why does he
kicker
sound like
box out of
Wooderson?
storage.
I don't know what it is about these
Yeah.
high school girls. I better not say that. Some shit's been going down in Durant lately.
All right, all right, all right. No, sorry, too soon.
Too soon. Oh, we got one watching. I don't know who. It may be me. But,
Yeah.
Send it to Chuck.
You have the link.
I
Are you
don't.
getting logged in?
I was trying uploading.
Oh.
That is the Riverside app, correct?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one right there.
Yeah.
Upload in progress. That must be the upstream, maybe.
Yeah, but I'm getting one right here.
You talking about the uploading in the top?
Yeah.
That's always that way. It constantly sends everything to the
So-
cloud while we're going.
Oh,
So
okay.
should I hit Chad Hitchcock or should I hit that? Yeah. Get down.
Done it on my phone. I've only done it on here.
It's not like I actually want to be on a video or anything.
Yeah.
guess it's part of the deal.
But the video is actually taken off quicker, I think, than the ESPN part.
We're getting
It
more,
always will.
Yeah.
getting more views on that organically, completely organically. Like I haven't been telling anybody about it.
Karen fucking to it. Absolutely.
I saw a buddy in a convenience store that I've never talked to about the podcast. He's like, "I'll watch you guys.
He's like, oh, I know about it.
You want to go in as farmer?"
Yeah, whatever. F1 farmer, dipshit, asshole. I don't care.
I said Q dipshit, stage right.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Except, yeah, no, stage right. Yeah, actually. Oh, boys. Now that it's over, the F1 talk's gonna get nasty. You all know that, right?
Yeah.
You should be coming in now.
Yeah, this looks like when I came in there. They're supposed to be here soon. Reconnect, right?
Yeah.
This might be time for Wi-Fi.
No, they're not wanting to connect in.
And it's a 13 Pro Max. It's not like it's old hardware. I noticed this on your guys' video upstream the other day too. As a guy that does that for a living, like you have an IT guy?
No,
No?
no,
You don't have an in-house IT guy at this place?
no.
Okay, can I volunteer for free to make that not do that?
What?
Your video look like dog shit when you're live streaming video?
Well, yeah, I mean, for sure, but not tonight.
I can't believe it. No. No, I neither have the ability nor the interest to do it.
Why are you not in here?
I'm doing all the things.
All right,
Should I be on Wi-Fi? Is that the issue?
try it and see.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are you using mobile data right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I thought
It's all the people
I
out there
thought
watching
Wi-Fi
this
would
on
be better.
YouTube. We're getting this set up. It's
Yeah.
gonna take a minute. We got more people when the thing is normal than normal.
I just put my
Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not live. We're not recording it. It's not going to go on our audio part of our podcast. This is out just for YouTube that everybody's going to
Yeah.
show and do. I just shared it with you. So, I mean, this is just the back part of making a podcast with more people. Does that work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's creepy.
It's a little weird. So, Jay, why, before we get started, I know you're going to go into this. Why is it name break stuff this week?
Because, I was talking to somebody about it, and the reason I want to do that is because I'm kind of upset, man, because all the racing's over.
Well, now don't give us everything here.
I'm not
Okay.
going to say anything. And it just, made me upset. And when I get upset, one of my favorite songs is Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
Because it calms me down. I know that sounds
You know-
stupid because it's a rage song,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
but by the end of it, I'm calmed down.
So I got a question. I think that was on the album, the chocolate starfish and the
Starfish,
hot fish
mhm.
and the
And,
hot dog flavored water.
Yes.
What does that album title mean? Because I think I know what it means. I feel like
I think you asked me because you want to see if I know what it means. And
I just wanna hear-
absolutely
I want to hear your.
no.
I just want to hear you talk
No.
about it.
In my expert analysis,
The analysis.
I think that answers my question.
Sorry, live stream.
A Chargers shirt. Holy shit.
That was our youth, our 6U flag football.
Really?
Yep. We didn't want to be the Cowboys or just something generic. We wanted something with a little bit of color.
You wanted somebody that really needed help.
Yeah. So we're the Chargers.
Yeah, as a Chargers fan, I can say that that's the truth.
Oh, you're a Chargers fan?
I'm from San Diego.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No wonder you're such a liberal.
It has it.
I'm actually not.
I know.
It's yeah, okay.
Are you joining still?
I'm socially liberal. Let's go there.
Are you joining? Why are you
Oh,
not?
no,
in-
Hit the
do I
join.
have to hit all the buttons.
And so it's going to tell you again, like you have to check your thing.
Then hit join up there in the top right.
Oh, I gotta just hit join.
Okay, because we, I mean,
Yeah.
we've done this before.
There you are. Okay. I see
No
you.
way. Wow.
All right, we are finally all in here and ready to go. Are we ready to start the podcast?
Yes.
Okay, remember, we're not on ESPN. Speak your mind. Do whatever
Okay.
you want to do.
Gotcha.
Dangerous.
Jay, are you going to lead us in?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Jay.
Hey, man.
Are we back?
See, I wanted to start off different this time, but I knew you were going to do that. So, yes, we are back
We are back.
with episode 33, Break Stuff.
And we brought a whole damn crew with us today.
We have the whole damn crew here.
So, in case you're wondering right off the bat, I mean, this episode's not going to be on ESPN. It's
Right.
only going to be on a podcast. It's only going to be on YouTube
Yes.
live right now. So, you're going to get our really unedited opinions.
Absolutely, man.
We're going to talk about how much you love George Russell.
Oh, my
how
God.
you are going to
Wow.
switch from Ferrari to Mercedes this year, and how Eric F1 Farmer still has the sexiest voice in radio.
Okay.
And we also have
All of the
we
things.
still have
All of
Mike
those
over
things.
here too. If you can see, I don't know why I'm pointing. Nobody can see me, but if you see over here, we got,
Yeah,
we got
sure we
Mike.
can.
So we got two guests today, Jay. We got
We do.
F1 Farmer, he's a recurring guest, and we got Mike Diddy Pop Pie Rogers.
Which I feel
I feel
like
like anybody that's been watching the show knows the guy too, and it's nice to finally get the
We
video.
talk about it every
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Literally every
So-
single episode.
And you know, he kind of keeps us going on the Discord all week, which helps because I really like Discord. I wish more people would engage with us on there, especially since we can do it while we're at work. We can do it wherever we're at, you know. And I realize it's just an extension of text messaging, but it creates that group. Hey, this is just us kind of
Yeah.
thing. So
It's a fun little group. Bobby's in there. He didn't participate at
No.
all. I don't know why he's in there, but he's in there.
yeah,
He was a guest one time and decided he wanted to be in there.
and that was a good episode,
That
man.
was a good episode, except for Bobby.
And since we're in a period of reflection, let's go over kind of what we're going to talk about tonight.
What are we going to talk about?
It's the end of the year for racing, man. Pretty much everything's done. I know. Another reason I'm calling it break stuff because I just want to throw stuff across the room. But, you know, unfortunately, all we have left is football, which is not racing.
Fantastic. I'm gonna miss watching Ferrari screw up race strategy.
Wow, you're just going full out tonight.
I'm pretty excited about watching Egon going. Oh, we're just gonna keep
Egon,
doing the same thing over and over and over.
Okay,
When I
to
heard
be
you say
clear.
that on that episode, that was the most beautiful thing.
That was him. That was all Mike.
You said Egon? That was
So
you? Oh, that
he
was
texted and he was
gorgeous.
like, Egon did
I'm a Ghostbusters fan. So as soon as you said the two of them, I knew that was accurate.
It took me a second. He put Egon on there. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And he was like, he looks just like Egon. I was like,
100%.
damn, he does look like Egon.
So for everybody watching this that is completely lost, he's talking about the chief principal for Ferrari, Mattia Binotto.
Yes.
And I want to apologize to you, Mr. Binotto. I don't call you Egon.
I do.
You just call him.
You do look exactly like him, though, so you're gonna have to deal with
I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr. Binotto, what's his name?
Binotto.
Binotto.
Yes.
Jay calls you a lot worse than that during the race. I can promise you. So if Jay's trying to suck up and get on your good side, he just called you every word in the book. I promise. during
That's
the race.
true, but here's the thing, man. You have a big job at a big company, you should be able to deal with that.
It's a big hair.
Yeah, it's a big hair. But we do have some actual racing action we do need to cover. It was the last race of the year at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Yeah, but there was a lot of important stuff. It really wasn't that crazy of a race, but Sebastian Vettel, I wasn't ready. I'm not ready. I'm still not ready for him to
I'm
retire.
not either.
Do you see where Alonso said he's coming back? He said, he'll be back next year.
Yeah, that's what Alonso did. But
Hamilton said the same in
Yeah.
the press conference.
How old is, I've talked about this before.
36.
He'll be back.
Who?
36.
Said, yeah,
Yeah.
36. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be back.
So, you know, I don't know who it'll be with, but yeah, I can see him doing that. But right now he's retired, and I'm in agreement with Matty F1 over there at WTF1 that I wasn't ready for that at all. But especially at that, he's still young, man. He's still got the fire, I think. But it sounded like it was really family oriented, so I'm not going to fault the guy for that either.
Well, he's also a 4-time world champion.
Yeah, he's got nothing to prove.
Driven for, yeah, nothing at all.
So anyway, it was his send off. All the team took him to dinner before the race, or the whole grid
So
took
cool.
him to dinner. And I saw the photos on Twitter, which were awesome.
Lewis picked up the
Lewis
tab.
picked up the tab.
He should pick
And
up
of
the
course,
tab.
there was some kind of internet drama that it cost 140,000 euros for dinner for the 20 guys.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you Americanize that for me? 100. You can have
Oh
said
my-
100.
wow, that's a lot.
180 grand.
Yeah,
180 grand.
yeah. Which it wasn't. It wasn't even probably close to that.
No.
You got dinner next time?
I think
I
it
got-
realistically was probably about half that.
Yeah, or even
I don't
less.
even care. $100,000 for dinner.
You just got to think about the alcohol bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 'cause I'm sure they weren't getting cheap champagne and cheap wine.
Yeah, it was probably Chateau Tim and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure
some
it was good
Lagavulin.
stuff.
Anyway,
There's a lot of salary at that table. That's
So anyway, Vettel sent it off, but we did have a race. You sent out the tweet yesterday, and I had watched the race already to see it. But so Ferrari giving Checo the business,
That was fantastic.
and it was a play right out of Christian Horner's playbook, though.
Yeah.
He's already famous for doing the fake pitting, where they get the pit crew out there and then they don't actually come in, and it tricks everybody else into it. So it blows my mind, and I really think Horner probably thought Binotto didn't have it in him to do something like that. So they get the Ferrari pit crew out there.
What's fantastic is they can't get their pit strategy right, but they can fake somebody else.
Right. Right. So then you see Checo pull it in because he thinks Ferrari's pitting, but they don't. And it really hosed him for probably, I want to say, 12 to 15 laps, trying to get back in front of Hamilton. And, Leclerc and Sainz were all up in there. So one of the best battles of the race was right at the beginning was Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton just going back and back, trading off DRS.
Mhm.
And at one point, Lewis Hamilton did a wheelie on that chicane in his car, the same place he did the same one last year where Max had run him off the track.
Yeah. If they
Did he cut that corner, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
He did the same thing this year with Sainz.
By the way, Mike, you got to just jump in there.
Yeah.
You got to just
Yeah.
jump in and
Get in
cut
there.
us off,
Get in
man.
there.
Yeah, I remember that.
So Alonso, tough day for him. They retired his car midway through the race. And he had that look on his
It's terrible.
He had the
I'm no longer in Alpine. Oh,
you
it's so bad.
could see his eyes through the helmet like, whew, thank God. That's over.
Probably like K-Mac last week. Where he's like, I am done for the day.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm out. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
sit and watch the club.
So
Yeah,
anyways,
same thing.
Russell had a slow pit stop, 5.2 seconds. They really didn't discuss what went on. He
Probably
just was
changed
stopped. Yeah, he probably had to change shirts.
So
But
they
then he unsafe released right in front of Lando Norris and
got a 5-second penalty, so I was pleasantly okay with that. Not a huge George Russell fan.
Too many kids.
So
Did I miss something?
no, just you. You're like, and then he got a 5-second
Yeah.
penalty, so I was okay with that.
Yeah.
What was I going to tell you? There was something I had going there before you broke it off. Okay, never mind. Move on. I'll think of it
Yeah.
eventually.
And then lastly, Mick Schumacher, and it looked like synchronized ice dancing.
Yeah.
Schumacher got into the back of Latifi, and I know I'm doing.
Oh, they did the little pirouette, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Both did a sync pirouette.
Yeah, I mean, they're both their last time in F1
But the
forever.
funny thing was, Schumacher stayed on the track though. Where'd
Yeah.
Latifi go? Into the wall.
Go Tiffy right into the wall.
You got to pronounce it right.
It's
Yeah.
Go Tiffy. So I got a question about Mick. I did have one issue.
Okay.
Can I get into this or not?
Do it?
Why did they stop him from doing donuts? What was the deal with Haas? Like, hey man, you can't do donuts. I'm sorry. It's it may be his last race ever.
Yeah, but he didn't deserve it.
There's the post-season test that's happening the day after.
Yeah, I saw where everybody had their new teams, like
Yeah.
Danny Ricks out there.
Those
And like,
engines are being used.
I mean, I was just, but still, I mean, don't you
I
have to
know,
have a
it's
little
kinda
bit of
shitty.
like, it may be his last race ever. Who
may-
knows?
Do you think he maybe just gave her a little too much of the beans?
Or I mean, or was it he
Because
was?
they're looking at the data.
They can
you
see
know?
it. I'm
Yeah.
sure they see the telemetry.
Yeah.
But
They
you would
don't
think-
see the video. They see the telemetry.
So I wonder if maybe it's like, part of me is like, you say that Schumacher's like, oh man, I hate these guys. Wah. Like,
Yeah.
let's see if I can do a little damage here.
He
I don't know.
He can afford it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not like he's.
I just thought it was weird.
But anyway, man, that's really all I had. The season's over.
Max Verstappen, your 2022 World Champion, Red Bull Racing.
4 weeks ago.
I know, but I just like to say it more
At
often.
ease with the chit chat a-hole and just let's move on.
I just want to say it more often because it's not Ferrari.
It wasn't ever Ferrari.
But,
It hasn't been for quite a while.
but it was so much fun when you
2007, I
thought it
believe.
was going to be.
Okay, so that being said, we have to move into our
We got to
year
move on.
in
Year-
motorsport 2022 roundtable. So,
Good.
Chad, I'm going to let you introduce our guests.
I think I've already introduced them. Or
Well,
we've already
We
introduced. You want to do it again?
The formal, and yeah, we need
Okay.
a formal introduction.
Hailing all the way from
He
San
said the
Diego.
former, he's ready to get rid of them already.
Hailing from San Diego, California. The sexiest voice in radio, Mr. F1 Farmer.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And from Boca Chica, Oklahoma, the Bronx bomber himself, Mr. Mike Rogers.
Yeah,
And he's quiet. He didn't say anything.
I didn't even know I didn't know he was a Yankees fan.
I don't think he was a Yankees
I'm glad
fan
we're
until,
catty cornered from each other.
until
too.
he went to New York and fell in love with the city.
Yeah,
Mr. Rural Oklahoma went to NYC and fell in love.
it's a beautiful city. There's no doubt about that.
Just food.
Sox fan
Yeah.
all the way through and through.
I hear every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, every single week we hear about it. I'm a Rangers fan. You don't hear me talking about it.
Guys, I kind of broke this category down for the round table, and I just wanted to give it a basic framework. We don't have to hit all these points. It's a free game category, but you know, F1 is one of the main focuses, if not the main focus of this podcast. So, kind of wanted to talk about not just what happened in F1, but also what happened on the fuel pod and the kind of topics we went through over the course of the season. And my first one is going to be for Red Bull. I know. Try not to have a heart attack right there, but the first topic for me is Red Bull screws the pooch at Bahrain and then runs the table for the rest of the season.
Hold on. Oh, pen.
Oh,
You can just say it. It's fine. So I have a terrible memory. I don't have Jay's memory. I remember Bahrain
they had a 1-2 fail out.
immediately, right? Like it was
Right.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
But they had it, didn't they? Something happened the next week too.
Yeah, but it wasn't both cars the next week.
Okay, so it
So
was
they
just
held their own.
because I remember we had a conversation after Bahrain of
Reliability.
Red Bull reliability stayed on my back markers
Yeah,
for multiple weeks. And then did they have another failure like that?
not really.
I can't remember.
Not with both cars. That's what made Bahrain significant. It was both cars.
You know, Verstappen had that one issue somewhere where he ran like 7th place all day long.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I mean, I don't remember him having a DNF all year. Did he have a DNF this year?
Two.
Verstappen, after those first couple of races,
No.
did he have a reliability DNF?
No.
Did Checo?
I think Checo had one.
I mean, that's pretty stinking good.
Yeah.
To take it from both cars going out one week and then the next week something else happened. I think it was Verstappen went out to a run of 20 straight races.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, with no reliability issues, no engine issues, I mean, that's pretty stinking good. I don't know what Christian Horner's doing over there, but that's pretty good.
The funny thing is
Spending a lot of money.
Yeah. It's catering, Mike. Catering.
some sandwiches.
They're wings, whether it's buffalo wings or car wings. It's a wing budget.
And Oklahoma, wangs or wangs?
Yeah.
That's right.
The funny thing is, the Scuderia Ferrari was the absolute inverse of that argument. They had a great Bahrain
Yep.
and then absolutely just stunk it up.
Terrible. We said the word porpoising. So, hold on, wait. You said Ferrari, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, I went with Mercedes.
We're going to talk about Mercedes. We're going to talk about Mercedes too. We'll
I'd
talk
already
about-
moved past Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wow.
Yeah. So no, here's the deal, man. I come off as this non-Ferrari guy.
I know.
I get it.
And I know better.
I really like Ferrari a lot.
I know. Yes.
In fact, I was talking to my son today, and he was wanting a Lamborghini. I was like, "You don't want a Ferrari, son?"
Yeah.
A model toy.
Buying out here.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was crazy how it just seemed like they were right there. You know, made a couple of pit mistakes, a couple of strategy issues, but they just never could find the speed, find the tempo that everybody else had, the pace, I
And
guess.
here's the thing too. I know I'm a huge Ferrari homer, and I've said this over and over. I'm also very hard on them.
You are.
But if you think back all the way to the beginning of this season and this podcast, I said I don't think this is the year they win. I think this is the year that they're going to be the Max from last 2 years ago,
Yep, I remember.
where he followed Lewis Hamilton, and he was close, but no stogie. And Ferrari was the same way this year, I felt like, although they could have been better than they were for sure.
The only thing I worry about with Ferrari, and I said this a couple weeks ago, was I really wanted them to go into the offseason on a good string.
Yeah.
You know, Verstappen closed it out, and it just didn't seem like they did.
See, I felt like they did.
Well, what did they do in Abu Dhabi? I don't remember. They got 2-3, right?
Yeah, they got 2.
What was the week before, though?
And they got second in the drivers' championship. That's nothing to
Sneeze that, I guess.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's true.
huge.
Okay, so maybe
and
it
they
was just-
beat Red Bull to do it, which is even better.
Yeah,
If Checo,
I guess they did go in with a little more momentum.
If Checo had flip flopped and not made that pit screw up, then he would have won.
he would have got second.
He would have got second in the drivers. So that in of itself is a coup.
So did they go
100%.
2-3 in the drivers' championship?
Who?
No, who was
1-3.
third?
1-3.
No. I mean, Checo's third. Who was fourth? Hamilton.
No.
Or Sainz.
Sainz.
Yeah. So
Oh, really? Man, for some
And then
reason, I mean,
believe
Mercedes'
Russell
first
and then
one is
Hamilton,
yeah,
correct?
they got fifth, sixth.
yeah.
I don't think I realized that. Well, they
And
they were
Geor-
third in
And
the
George-
constructors, right?
And George picked Lewis on the points. Yeah.
How much did he
Lewis,
beat?
Lewis DNF last race.
That's right. Pretty early too, right?
No, lap 55.
Yeah, it was late.
I didn't. I mean, full disclosure, knowing we were going to do the year in review, I didn't get a chance to even watch. I didn't watch one lap
You know,
of Abu Dhabi.
honestly, I've
stinks,
kind of
but-
been a highlights watcher.
I was so
Yeah.
excited. I didn't have any kids at home. I was like, I am going to get up and I'm going to watch the race, and I slept right through it.
And the weird
I'm
thing
not
is,
gonna lie, it was
Hey,
glorious.
but it was good sleep.
It was great sleep.
Damn
me
right.
and
I'm not
F1
gonna lie, it was
Farmer
awesome.
and Chaz Michaels got together for the Brazil race. But I really felt like the highlight of that day was not the race, but the food dish we made.
Oh, it
I
was.
have
Oh,
heard.
and just the entire day, we just had a blast. And
Yeah, it was a good day.
we turned a race. Just watching an F1 TV stream at our leisure turned into a couple dudes hanging out that just love a sport and love food.
Next year on the bucket list, we need the live stream watching the race. I don't know if they can show the race though, right?
Yeah, but we could film it from the
Yeah, no,
the
we
side of the
Film from the
television.
TV
Yeah.
side of
we
you
can
of the
pull
idiots
that
watching
off.
the race.
We
Okay,
can pull that off.
I just want to come for the food. But you hear about this Mexican paella?
Yeah,
I don't know, Brazilian paella,
It's actually Spanish.
yeah.
Spanish paella.
But
I just like saying paella.
But he said Brazil.
It's
and
kind of a fun word to
paella, and
say.
I said those two don't go together, but fuck it, let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
And dude, the funny thing was, it ended up with like a 9:45 at night trip to Pruitt's to get the last minute ingredients. So it,
Oh, on Saturday night.
The shrimp was some of the best I've had in many.
man,
many
it was
years.
good. So anyway, that was a good meal.
Good
So
times.
Chad?
back to
Yeah.
Ferrari at the first of the year. They were so hot.
Yeah,
Holy
I'm-
shit, we had
I'm-
Mikey
I am
interaction.
new to F1, right?
yeah,
I'm looking for my guy. I'm looking for my team.
right.
What do you like in a driver?
I didn't pick Ferrari because I didn't want to go with because they were so hot.
Yeah,
Oh, so you wanted to go with somebody that wasn't right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to just jump on Ferrari.
Yeah.
you wanted to go underdog it.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't that
I
kind
mean,
of
I
the
did
same
fall
thing?
in love with Econ. I love Econ. I don't understand where he says.
Right.
I love the guy.
You can tell he's whatever it is that he's saying it honestly,
Oh yeah. Yes.
without a doubt, and with a lot of pressure on his shoulders. You can tell that man has a tough job.
Oh yeah.
You know, here's the deal. He does have a tough job. I feel like at summer break, the fact that he didn't get a new team strategist drove me up the wall. It's things like that though that bother me. I always try to relate it back
That's
to
a
football.
PR move. There is a new team strategist. They're not going to say it.
And
But it's like a football. I mean, like if your offense is dead last and keep making just boneheaded mistakes and you don't change anything, I'm like, man, you kind of get what you deserve at this point.
I tell you what, if he loses his job at Ferrari, he definitely has a backup job as a stress guru. So
Oh boy.
you look around at the chief principals.
Okay.
Gunther's top line all the time, every race.
Lowest
This is
stress.
fucking madness. It's fucking madness because he loses a car in lap 8 every race.
Every
right?
race.
And then you got Toto sitting there in the back room of the box at Abu Dhabi last
He
year,
looks like
going,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
going, Michael, this is not right. To the chopper, you know, he's doing
To
that.
the chopper.
And you got Christian Horner listening to a Lewis Hamilton interview, and he's like, "Man, would you just shut the fuck? I'm so sick of listening to this shit." Right? And he's walking off. Then you got Bonotto.
Jay just remembered this isn't on ESPN.
They got one car that's blowed up on the corner right over here. They got another car they couldn't figure out what a pit stop looks like and how many tires they need. And Bonotto's like, "Yes, we did not have accurate strategy today. We'll work on it going forward." And the blood you then grazie. You know, so he doesn't stress about anything, man. So stress guru extreme Mattia Bonotto.
That was one of the best. That has to be our highlight. I gotta put a
Epic
marker
rant.
on
Can
that.
we all give Jay an
Oh.
epic rant? on that one?
Everybody that's watching that's on YouTube, I apologize. You're gonna see that clip on Facebook Reels. You're gonna see it on Twitch. You're gonna see it on TikTok. You're gonna see it on Snapchat.
I hope Chuck's going to see this shit.
Yeah. He got me with the grazie.
that was fantastic, man.
Well,
That was
thank
as
you.
good as
That was
gets.
gorgeous and beautiful.
You might as well check out for the show. I mean, that's the best work you're gonna do the rest of
I can't drop my mic. It's attached to the thing.
You got
Uh,
Nico Rosberg.
But we have to.
Are we gonna
move
talk
on.
about me being laser focused?
Laser focused on shirtless wrestle? I don't know
Man,
what week that
How about
started.
laser focused on where is the
So, did you notice that's what so focused? So,
focus?
man, I really like George Russell. I
don't know why.
Here's the deal.
It's really. It's been. I'm sorry. This is that episode, but dude, I don't know why you like the guy.
Okay, let me start.
First off, his eyes look like fucking dinner plates.
Can I back you up?
They
on
look
this
like
one?
dinner plates. He's like, we really tried out there today, and you know, the porpoising is just a problem, and all the drivers hate it. I'm not the only one with a big sign that says I'm the only one. And then, you know, two cars driving straight, he turns into one every race, and he's like, I don't know what happened. He turned right into me. I'm like, dude.
Dude,
What are you
the last
doing?
race,
Okay,
I swore
so-
he was gonna say the wind turned into him.
Let me start with he was really nice on Drive to Survive. I thought he was well spoken. I thought, he seemed pretty humble. He's like, hey, I'm just kind of excited to be part of the show this year.
Humble?
Because
You thought
I
he
calm down. On one of the episodes, the very first one of last year, he said, hey, I'm excited to be part of the show. Because he wasn't the year before. So you get this kid that's in Williams and he's not doing well, and you can tell that he multiple times in that season, he's like, hey, whatever's best for the team. He says that multiple times. Whatever you need me to do, whatever's best for the team, I'm in. So I like that. So fast forward, he gets in a Mercedes, and I'm like, hey man, here, he's gonna have a shot to win. He gets to learn from Hamilton. And then about halfway through the year, actually you said it in an interview, he buys the hype.
He
You know what I
fell in
mean?
love with his own propaganda.
He fell in love with himself.
Yeah.
He decided that he was the best thing
Yeah.
ever, that he was
Yeah.
the most important driver
Yeah.
on the grid, that he was the future of F1. At whatever point he decided that, I was done.
Yeah.
When every time you take a shirt, he's trying to be a model. And every time you do anything, he wants to look like he's sweating to death. And
Yeah.
and then you marry that with a terrible image, or I think, with horrible driving.
Yeah.
For a stretch there, he was as bad as it gets, turning into Checo constantly, just whining all the time, nonstop whining.
No
Just-
accountability. Everything's
No
always somebody
accountability.
else's fault.
Even
Yep.
go back to when he was at Williams and he ran into Valtteri on the straight at
Yeah.
Imola in the rain.
It's
It was
constant.
100% his fault. Everybody knew that, and all he could do was blame it on someone else.
So at some
I think
point he lost
Toto-
me though.
Well,
Is
but
where I was going with that.
Yeah.
I think there's a critical part to that maybe Chad, after thinking about this, Toto is his manager and has been since he was in Formula 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I-
put
I
some
don't know.
context on
Yeah.
that. It changes it a bit,
I don't know. He just lost me about halfway through the year with all the whining, all the
I
I
totally
was
agree
done.
with you on the wine.
and so
I
Jay
don't
gives
like
me a hard time about it. I was a fan to start the year,
Yeah.
and then he lost me as we went.
Me too.
I mean, at the end of
Me
the
too.
season, I couldn't care less.
And it was his attitude, not his driving, that made me make that decision.
Well,
So-
and I have a problem with it, and it has not. I'm going to get lumped into the you just don't like them because they're young,
Yeah,
and that's not true.
not true.
It's not true at all because there's a lot of young. I like Joe Guan Yu.
I do too.
He's a good driver.
And it's fast.
I like Yuki when Yuki's not in his own way, when he's not turning into a full blown Japanimation scheme out there in the
That's what I love.
yeah.
He just goes to cuss.
Yeah.
He knows.
That one part.
It's not fucking working.
It's like, and then the one race, it's raining. It's raining in Hungary. He's coming around the turn. They're trying to give him like massive levels of instruction. He's like, "Shut up! Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to drive."
Oh my god.
So anyway,
We all love you.
yeah. So, but Lando and George, I kind of lump them in the same bucket because I think they're both just full tilt divas, man.
Lando and
I don't
George?
like
Yeah.
Lando.
I don't think
Lando either.
Lando's a diva at all.
Well,
Okay. Can we talk about this for a second?
Yeah.
we can.
Because I have a feeling that the Fuel Pod boys are not the biggest fan of Lando, and I most definitely am.
I don't like. What has Lando done?
He's been the best of the rest. Period.
Cool. It's like kissing your sister.
No.
What is the point?
No.
I mean, like he's
no. It's like kissing your ultra rich stepsister.
I don't like. He just kind of seems like.
My problem is not
See,
his
I don't-
driving.
I
I
don't
I
get
agree
that
with
from
you
him.
on his driving, Because you're right.
He's that good?
He's fourth and fifth. He's right there almost all
Double
the time.
world karting champion.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Is he there all the
Feeder
time?
Series
What did he finish this week?
Seventh every goddamn race.
Yeah. But he'll be in
It's the
fourth or
top
fifth for a
three,
little, yeah, for a
And
little
then
while.
Lando. Every single race.
Well, I mean, maybe that's. I don't know. For some reason, he always. I don't know.
On a straight
I think it's because I like Danny Rick
mean,
so
I
much
can-
that I feel like I can't like him.
Well, see, that's the problem. I love them both.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to move real quickly off of Lando and off of drivers
Okay.
to your Jay's Wild Red Bull conspiracies that were
Oh,
absolutely
yes.
true. Because I forgot, Jenny Lee was baking when I got home, and I was gonna get some tin foil so I could make some hats for us up here.
Okay.
And I forgot. It's raining, and I totally forgot. So anyway, let's talk about these theories that are absolutely true.
Well, we talked about them for weeks. Every week there was some kind of weird situation with Red Bull where either the way they pitted somebody and got another person out, or tried to do an undercut, or they ran one car back and ran one car ahead, and just to keep people off the track. And I get the strategy piece of it, but the fact, and I put it in here, that they may still investigate Checo's qualifying crash at Monaco, which is race 6, by the way, out of 22.
Do you really think he did that?
That he red flagged the qualifying
He did-
session
he-
so
when he was in
Ferrari
the
didn't
lead,
get a
right?
better qualifying?
But-
Absolutely, bro.
So why would Max was just mad about that because it screwed him too, right?
Yeah, Max was, but he was already in a good spot. Checo's wreck absolutely ruined
And he
Ferrari's
hit the
run.
throttle coming out of that right before the bridge,
Right.
right? Smoked the throttle, spun the car,
Yeah.
red flag qualified.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think 100% he did that?
Yeah, I believe that was a strategy call. Really? Yeah. So we're early in Checo's Red Bull career, right? Early race of the season. Horner wants to see if he's, not Horner, Helmut wants to see if he's a team player.
Okay.
We know we got to keep Ferrari down. They're already down. It's race 6, and they've already screwed up 3 times on pit strategy. They're going to screw up again tomorrow in that race on the Sunday. And he wants to see if Checo's a team player. I think they said, hey, man, sweep the leg. Let's red flag that quali.
See what happens
Yeah.
here. See if you'll really do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, he did it.
Well,
okay.
he did it.
He turned right into me. Is that more George Russell talk?
Yeah, but we already really
Okay.
covered that.
Teammates. What teammates? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Do you think if Helmut asked that of Checo behind doors?
Because he didn't put it on the radio, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. So here goes what I'm talking about. Because if you look at his data, that was intentional. It's just a matter of whether it was his idea or his idea.
Yeah.
It was intentional. There's no question. Look at the data.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I think it was Helmut's idea.
No. I know Helmut blessed it, but whose idea was it?
Well, I mean, he's going to rely on his biggest strategist, which would be Horner, I think.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I
Sorry, I love thinking about that little.
Yeah.
Because you know how Helmut is.
Yeah.
He
I
had-
think Helmut says, here's the mission, Horner, make it work. And that's why you do a chief strategist. When you're the general and the guy, you're looking at your captains and going, hey, guys, this is what I need done. You guys figure out how to make that work.
Okay, so I'm going to blow your mind a little bit. and
Okay.
Chad's not maybe going to know the historical.
I'm
Part of
not going to
this,
know the historical part of this.
But
Mike and I are going to sit back while you guys talk about this.
2008 Singapore Grand Prix.
Okay.
Did you just say 2008?
Mhm.
Okay.
Singapore Grand Prix. Who won it?
In the rain. That was a rain GP, wasn't it? Or was that
No, it was a race that Alonso won in a Renault when his teammate PK Jr. crashed
Oh,
on
God.
purpose and caused a safety car and completely modified the entire
Then I don't
remainder
remember.
of the race. Flavio Briatore was banned from Formula One for a lifetime as a result of this. The team was fined some 80 or 100 million euro as a result of this. It's almost the exact same scenario. It's just one got caught
Right.
and the other didn't.
But the actual press release that the FIA released on the Checo thing was hey, we're willing to investigate this if someone's interested.
Right.
So
Who's interested?
Are people going to get interested in
I
it?
don't know, man. I mean, I can see Mercedes getting interested. I can see Ferrari getting interested.
What are they going to do though? I mean, what do you go back and do there?
I don't know.
Are they going to take the win away from Checo?
I mean,
No.
yeah, it's, at this point, it's no different than a judge asking a jury to, disregard this answer to a question. It's
Yeah.
one of those situations. Damage is done. Trophies have been handed out. So anyway,
Up to catering.
Chalk
Yeah.
it up to catering.
Chalk it up to
Oh,
catering.
I like it.
all right. So I put what teammates on here because we had a plethora of situations this year where teammates just were not teammates. I'm thinking of Coda right off.
Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, if we get to NASCAR, we definitely can go there. But so Coda, you had Lance Stroll, who's the future teammate of Alonso, put him into an airborne, pilot takeoff maneuver on the straight stretch at Coda.
Yeah.
After turn 11.
Then at Brazil, we had Lance Stroll in what is the chintziest, shittiest move I've seen in a long time. Edge Vettel completely off into the grass.
Well, it was chintzy when he made the first move.
Yeah.
When he made the second move, then it was shitty.
Yeah. It was a dick move after that. But
That was ugly.
and then Ocon taking Alonso off into the grass coming out of a turn.
Yeah, but
so
our friend,
who?
okay.
Oh yeah, I hate Esteban Ocon, man.
I don't. He's
No,
one of those.
that's what Alonso called him after.
Oh
he
yeah,
ran him off. He says,
my friend.
thanks to our friend.
It's funny. I'm so indifferent on Ocon. Like I forget that he's even a part of the grid.
I don't like it.
I don't even like the virtual version of
Yeah,
Esteban Ocon.
yeah.
That's why we took his seat.
Yeah, they no longer have cars. Anyway, so we're good there.
He's driver 3.
We won't have to worry about that.
I want to get through some of these other categories, so I don't know if
Okay.
we need to mention all these next ones.
But
But
we talk about Mike
now-
and Esapekalapi.
Hold on. And remember here, we don't have to go an hour. We can go as long as we want to
okay,
go.
well,
If we're not, this is in case you hadn't noticed, we're not on.
I
we're not
forgot
on
about that.
ESPN today.
I've
But
got 33 minutes over here.
We're at 42 minutes and 12 seconds.
Lovely.
I did.
uh,
Hopefully, Riverside works
No,
well
that's related to this.
because I forgot to hit the record button. So, which is
Oh.
fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. I'll pull the audio off here, hopefully. But if not,
yeah,
this episode will live it forever on YouTube and only YouTube.
it'll be like that Dream Team practice from
Beautiful.
'92.
Well, in that case, let's step the game up.
But anyway, silly season was up next. We did have it was kind of a crazy
It was a
se-
crazy
That was a
season.
super silly season.
and it felt like the whole thing was dominated by Danny Rick.
Well, of
Yes,
course it was.
100%.
You know what's funny though is we kept saying, okay, once this thing happens, everything else will fall in place, and then that thing would happen and nothing. We're like, okay, once that thing happens, everything's gonna fall in place,
Oh, man.
Right.
and then nothing would happen.
Right.
They're like, okay, Oscar Piastri, once he happens, everybody's waiting on him,
And then the tweet.
and then we got to talk about the. Did you see?
Piastri tweet?
And the Alpine guy is still mad about it.
Yeah,
He was the other day. He's like, oh, I think we're in a better place now.
As he should be.
But I mean, like, I think we're in a better. Just shut up and let it go, man. It's over, dude.
Yeah.
It's over. Let it
put
go.
add gas to the fire.
Like, just oh my gosh.
But-
And
So
he
much good
probably
there,
is in a
though.
better spot. But okay, I got a question for everybody here. Do you like Oscar more now? So I didn't even know who he
Yes,
was before.
yes,
Do
yes.
you like him more now, or would you have liked him more if he had gone ahead and gone to Alpine and honored everything?
No, because I think of it in one way and one way only, and I think Jay will agree with me. Zach Brown. Zach said, dude, chill. We're good. I got you. And the guys at Renault said, our lawyers told us that you are available for a contract. It's a different way of dealing with a race car driver. And Zach is a race car driver, and he knows how to deal with them.
So hold on, wait. I'm talking about the Dippin' Dot Alpine putting it out,
Correct.
and then him saying, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Right.
Okay.
And Zach Brown was the one making him the job offer that he took to the seat
Yeah.
that he's about to step into.
I have 2 points. Part of me agrees with him, and part of me agrees with me. So
How did that? What?
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean that checks out.
so part of
It
me
does.
doesn't like the fact that he spent all that time with Alpine.
Thunder Roll. Oh, sorry.
with Alpine
was my
and gave them, I think, the false sense of this is where I'm going to be. You know, he used their resources and their time and their money and then decided I'm not driving for Alpine.
Yeah.
That
I would be
part,
mad.
that part. Now the OG Beast, where they put the sunglasses on, man, with
The
the
joint and the whole music and all that.
Yeah.
That was cool with the tweet because he's right. They just announced it because they felt like that's what was going to happen.
It's
And
a
he's
little
like,
crazy.
no, I haven't said any of that. I'm not going anywhere.
It's
You
a
know?
little crazy they announced it without talking to him.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy. I mean, that was as weird as it gets, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was strange. You know what's funny is that with everything that went on, I almost forgot about it. So much crazy went on this year that I forgot about the craziest thing, and that was Oscar Piastri saying, "Nah, I was just kidding. I'm not going there." Or they don't know what they're talking about. I'm not going there. Anyway,
The funny thing was the biggest catalyst for silly season wasn't Danny Rick or Oscar Piastri. It was Vettel announcing his retirement.
that's kind of what kicked it all into gear.
Yeah, he announced his retirement, and then literally less than a week later, Alonso's like, I'll take Vettel's seat. And they were like, okay, because Lawrence Stroll wants big names on his team, and he wants somebody to help Lance, which I
Because
don't think
Lawrence
he's
is
gonna help
smart.
for Lance. So, that those two moves by themselves really shook up the field. Then you got Gasly wanting out of AlphaTauri because he's just dying there.
Yeah.
And he needs
love
needs a better car. And I like Pierre Gasly a lot. And then you got the whole Danny Rick just dominating the press in racing, period, not just in F1. People talking about him going to IndyCar, and people like, hey, he needs to come to NASCAR. And Grosjean from his garage saying, oh yeah, Danny would love IndyCar. This and that. So I thought this was the nuttiest silly season since 2019, probably.
Well, and I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
one of the weirdest things
Yeah.
is how did Nico Hulkenberg get a ride?
Because he's a bad motherfucker.
Can I-
'Cause let me
he hasn't
repeat,
ever scored a
because
point.
Nico Hulkenberg is a bad motherfucker.
He's never scored a point.
I like Nico Hulkenberg.
He is a bad
Whatever.
motherfucker.
But you can't go like Gunther's like, oh, we don't want somebody to grow with us. We want somebody to help us grow. Which I get it.
Did you
I
see
get it. The
what?
dude has never scored a point.
No.
No, he's
No.
scored points.
No, he's never had a podium.
Never had a podium.
Oh, I thought he had never scored a point.
Yeah, I
That
was
was
going to
like,
correct y'all on the last one on that. So.
I said that. That's fine because I thought that's what I read. And I was like, how do you get somebody that's never scored a point another ride?
Yeah.
Okay, so
No,
that makes more
Nico
points.
is
He's
a
never had
monster.
He's never had a podium.
He's a Chico Perez.
Yeah,
Up
and
until
with the right
Chico.
car, I think he can do that for sure.
Yeah, no.
But that Haas in that car, right?
I think he and Kevin will outperform that equipment. And
I mean, K-Mag did most of the year.
Well, you
You got to remember too, one of the biggest rivalries. And I don't. Did you watch Drive to Survive?
Bits and pieces.
Okay. Well, one of the biggest rivalries on the first season of that show, and in real life, obviously as well, was Hulkenberg and K-Mag, and now they're on the same team. So it's
Yes.
going to be
Yes.
a unique dynamic, I think, at first. Of course, K-Mag said he was cool with it.
I mean, he had to have given the blessing.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on, guys, we got, we're all sitting around the table and we love F1 or getting into F1 or, it interests us at least. And we're Americans and we have 3 races. To many people's chagrin, we have 3 U.S. based races next year.
I'm
Yes,
shocked
we
by that.
do.
I mean, I understand our biggest growth, the F1's biggest growth potential is in the United States. It's saturated across the pond.
Right.
So it makes sense. Business-wise, it makes sense. But, man, it has to make some people mad. The purists,
Yeah.
it's got to irritate them.
dude, tell
And
me you
so
don't
would
want to go to
China.
Vegas though.
Oh, I'm a red-blooded American. I want all the races.
Oh,
I saw China's not going to make it.
Yeah, they're going to get canceled.
Again, I mean, because there's like
they already
COVID
did.
cases.
It's
Yeah,
official, yeah.
I mean, they got to be irritated.
Yeah.
Because now, and I realized that one of the things F1 does really well is they rotate tracks.
Yes.
They do that really, really well. They don't just
Yes.
add on new ones.
Yes.
They rotate. I really like that.
Even if it makes it out of order.
But
Yeah.
I feel like that the American races may hang for a bit.
Yeah.
Because I think those are going to be 3 of the
Guys,
Daytona 500s.
you gotta think. Yeah, I agree with Chad. That's 5 North American races in 1
Yeah.
year.
France
That's
isn't, they're not
unheard
going to
of.
have France next year, right?
I don't know.
I thought for some reason
So
France.
that's
If they
looking
do,
at
it won't be a
potentially
hard card.
1.3 million spectators. Let's base it off of COTA and say 420,000 people.
Yeah.
Times 3.
Yeah.
Last year we were there
Which,
as 14.
I mean, if one in America drops, it's COTA, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to
you
keep,
think so?
Well, I mean, if you're going to keep 2 out of 3, don't you keep Miami and Las Vegas?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. You may or may not know the history of street races with Formula One in the United States.
I don't.
So they have existed in Long Beach,
Yeah.
Phoenix, Dallas, Miami, Detroit.
Didn't they run a New York race?
No. Detroit is what you're thinking
Yeah.
of. That was the northern. Yeah. Every one of them was called off because of, I mean, just it's so hard to create a track that's worthy of F1 cars
I guess
amongst
that's true.
that much chaos.
Because Coda is a
I'm
track.
talking about a smooth thing. Coda is
Coda
a dedicated,
It's there.
natural.
I was looking more of
Coda
if you're
is
going
one
to
of
take
the.
one for people watching, people being excited about it. I would think Austin would be the least watched out of those 3.
See, that's the messed up thing, though. The most beautiful purpose-built racetrack is the worst spectator opportunity. The street course, which is horrible racing,
Yeah,
is a better spectator opportunity,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
right? So Vegas, while being not a great race,
Oh, I
is
can't wait to
is
watch
a
that race.
I'm so there. I'm so there. And we're not going to buy tickets. We're going to all get together and
get a
split a
room.
large suite with a window that goes that way.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which I'm sure a
You know.
lot of people are going to do.
Absolutely,
I'm surprised they're not already sold out.
They probably are.
probably.
So, guys, let's move.
Are we going to move to Rally?
We're going to
Rally.
move to Rally.
Oh,
I don't want to talk about Rally for just a second, man. That new video game, WRC10, no,
That's
WRC
cool.
Generations.
Generations, yeah.
If you're out there and you like video games, and I know that I may not be talking to everybody, but grab that game, join our little racing team.
Yeah.
We can have 8 of us. There's only 2 of us right now. It is a fantastic time.
Yeah.
And it is hard, and I'm terrible. Jay's pretty good. Jay's not as good as the people we're racing against, which
Right.
is crazy because he races us all the time. That is one of the funnest racing games I've ever played.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe it's a little bit more relaxed. You know, where F1, you're banging off of other cars, and you know you go through the grass. On that
Well,
one,
I
I mean,
think
I
I said
airmailed it.
I said it last night. One thing I love about Rally, it's the golf of racing because it's just you against you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I realize you're racing the time for the other drivers. I get that. But at that moment, in
Racing
time,
ultimately is about lap time.
yeah, it's literally point A to point B.
It's you against death.
Yeah. Well, that's
Well,
okay. That's a fair. That's a
I
fair
want to talk
statement.
about
Yeah,
the
but let's be
spectators.
fair. All racing is that way, whether you realize it or not.
These guys are asking for it.
But hey, the
No,
spectators are the dumb
I was
ones.
just gonna say it's the people on the side of the road.
Like, there are a couple of those. That video you shared today, if you're on
Yeah.
our Discord, you got to see a video Jay shared. And that's another reason to go on our Discord.
Standing on the outside of the road.
Dude, one of them was standing in a snowbank.
Yes.
And I thought, there's not a wall there. She's standing in a snowbank. I'm like,
Mhm.
if he hits that, and he did.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God. Like, those spectators are insane.
Well, I mean, most of those races are free to attend, and it's at your own risk. I mean,
They're also
Yeah.
free to leave in the hearse.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was nuts.
So I told you, man, if we ever went to a rally race, I'd be up on a hill with an awning and a cooler, probably a charcoal grill.
Yeah.
I say
We're
we
not
go.
going
I
out.
say we go to the
No, we're
to
gonna
the
get our,
TT
we're gonna get our
and
GoPro.
do that.
And we're gonna set it up on the little tripod right by the race.
Yeah.
And we're gonna record. We're gonna hit record so we get all the cool videos, and we're gonna watch it from the hill. Because I'm not standing down there.
No.
But
But anyway,
Yeah.
rally this year was crazy. Had our youngest champ ever, Calarova Para.
this is my favorite part of the show, just listening to them say names.
I know, right?
The biggest fuel pod driver is like our Ross Chastain for rallies. Our unofficial, official fuel pod driver is Espacalapi.
Are you
Mike,
going to recite all the turn names from Brazil, please?
no, not this time.
Oh.
But
Damn.
Mikey always makes the joke because Espacalapi is actually 2 words if you don't know. One is his first name, Espaca, and the other one's Lapi.
I think it's a Brazilian fish or something.
Yeah, it's really not. But you know the guy's he's a heck of a talent driver. He's a reserve driver, basically Rally's version of a reserve driver for Toyota Gazoo.
He's who I use every time we have. If I have to pick a driver, I'm like, I'm picking this.
Yeah, and I always pick every time. I've really kind of adopted Elfin Evans as an older son. Yeah, so you know I
I
would like
the elves.
his driving style.
Drives the hell out of it.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a crazy season. You guys did see that video today. We had some ups and downs. Japan last week was a complete shit show that almost got canceled. And it's also the end of an era. We're starting to see it. They don't know it yet. The two guys I'm about to say, they don't know it's the end of an era, but it's the end of an era. Is Sebastian Ogier and Sebastian Loeb, two of the most successful rally drivers of all time. And they're coming to the end of their career. They don't even participate in full seasons anymore. They just kind of come in on key races. So I think we'll see them out of here probably in the next couple of years, and they're going to turn it over to people like Kalle Rovanperä and Esa-Pekka Lappi and Pat Suda and Oyt Tanik.
It's a changing of the guard.
Yeah, and like Oyt Tanik, I like what we make jokes about Hyundai, but they're coming along with their hybrid engine.
You can do whatever the Hyundai you want.
And Oyt Tanik is the perfect guy because he is cold. He's the Iceman as far as rally goes. I think just watching him drive, and he's laser focused. And I look forward to seeing what he can do next year. But I think he's done with Hyundai. I think this was the end of his contract with him. So we'll see how that goes.
Chad, are you checking out those podiums there?
No, I was just kind of seeing where we were going to end up here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did this a lot. While Jay just rambles on about some side racing thing, I look ahead.
What kills me, and I've brought this up before.
Jay rambles on about good racing.
He does. It's probably the best racing we watch, honestly.
You know what kills me? That
For
out
real.
here, like dirt track and dirt racing is huge out here.
And there's a little dirt track over here.
Yeah, there's a few of them actually. But the funny thing about that is, I think the real reason people don't get into, and I hate to say it like this, but I think the real reason they don't get into it is the names. It's trying to latch onto a driver.
They can't say it.
So
There's no Bill Jones out there, man.
and
Danny Ricciardo's even fucking that up.
I think I think NASCAR fans is fun because you can wear the shirt.
Yeah.
And it has their number on it, and it has their car that looks like their car. And Riley didn't have that.
Yeah, they do.
They do, but it's not like the big number 3 on the side of the door. It's a little 3 on the back.
Yeah, they don't even care. Their number might change
Yeah,
from
but
race to race.
Exactly. There's nothing for them. It's the
He's
name,
saying
it's
the-
that, but it's also they don't have that brand, that icon to latch onto.
And Rally's more about the manufacturer than the driver.
This is the Hitchcock distributing customer experience right here.
Yeah, or whatever it is.
But that's true.
This is the number 3 Dale Earnhardt Goodwrench Chevrolet.
The person that it hits.
I mean, like, dadgummit, I'm gonna latch onto that. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's the 48 Lowe's.
Coors
Chevrolet.
Light, Miller Light.
He latched onto that. And you don't have that with those cars. It feels weird to be like, I'm a Toyota Gazoo, Elfin Evans, Esa-Pekka Lappi, number 33, might change next week car fan. It's tough.
Might
man.
change next week.
You know what I mean? Like, it's tough to grab onto that and be like, this is my guy. I'm riding with this guy
Oh, Lord.
the rest of his career.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I don't disagree with anything you just said.
I just think, and
Yeah.
I'm a simple-minded guy. Give me just. I mean, Formula One is that way.
Yeah.
I latched on to Red Bull. Why? I hate Red Bull. As far as an energy drink company, I can't stand them. But I latched on because I really liked at the time Daniel Ricciardo, and I really liked Max Verstappen a little. And you
In
know,
the
latched on to
early
it.
days.
You know, and then you latched on to Ferrari because you had your childhood Ferrari stuff, and
Yeah.
it's just hard to latch on to
That's
the-
called being an F1
the
fan.
Toyota Gazoo hybrid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I went too far with that, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. I understand that whole piece. It doesn't change the fact that it's incredible racing.
It's incredible.
And these guys are at the top of their craft.
Yeah.
And you can say that about every series, but I'm telling you, these guys, it's one thing to be a driver; it's another to be a driver and full-on mechanic as well.
They're so good.
I mean, they wreck the car; they have to get out and fix it. You don't have road service coming. There's no pit stop.
You know, in one of those videos, speaking of that, again, if you're on our Discord, you can see the video. One of the guys spins, clips the bridge.
Yeah.
I haven't hit that thing all year. I've hit.
That's a nice
tonight.
spring
Yeah.
sound.
Anyway, sorry. So he clips the bridge, knocks the spoiler off.
Right.
Fans run out and immediately go to help him, but it cuts the video
Yeah.
because they're allowed to help, right?
Yes.
And it looked like, because I think it might have been snowy or icy, and I think they were trying to spin the car.
Yeah.
There- It's basically no limits. The realization is this vehicle starts at this starting line. The ending line is here.
Yeah.
If you get from here to here, we don't give a flying fuck how you get there.
Yeah.
Just get there.
Whoever gets there fastest wins.
I mean, I've seen, and this was years and years ago.
That's what I love about this. That's it.
car backed off the track, and a farmer brought his cow. This was Portugal. Brought a cow over, and they created a tie strap, and the cow pulled the car back.
That's also
onto the
known
track.
as a very large dog.
How did you like the narrow miss of the cows?
Oh my God!
The herd of cows going across the. I mean, he missed them by like 3 feet. I'm like,
What about that? They hit the power line.
dude, we're about to get a hamburger right here in live TV. Like, I mean,
No
this is about to
kidding.
happen.
How about the
doubt.
freaked out giraffe at Kenya on the other video? The giraffe's like just kind of lumbering, and he's like, "Rrr," you see the giraffe go
Imagine being that.
because his legs are 48 feet long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not exactly ideal.
yeah.
No, I mean, that's great.
I mean, it could have been worse. The giraffe could have been on roller skates. It would have been funnier, but still. Anyway, that was Rally this year. It was a
Would've
really
been
good
better
time.
weapons.
I hope people that have watched and listened to the Fuel Pod over the course of this year, and if we picked up one person, I'd be happy. You know, so if we pick up two, that's a win as far as I'm concerned. But give it a go next year. Even if you just catch highlight videos on YouTube, they're worth it, and they're funny sometimes. So give it a go, especially if you like dirt track racing already. It's
fun.
it's the upper crust of dirt track racing. So
It's a
People-
It's a different skill, man.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
People in vehicles racing each other and having a good time. It's all there.
yeah,
It's good stuff.
So a quick question, the co-driver,
okay.
how did he guys get his name?
Uh, it
He's
is
sitting over
it
there with a piece of paper.
honestly it is there.
Bouncing around.
They announce the winner as the driver and the co-driver.
They do.
They do. It's
It's actually my fault you're not getting because
that's
They are
fair.
both on there.
yeah,
But here's the deal. Like, can you imagine being that guy? Because at least the other dude has a little bit of control. A
Okay.
little bit of control of like where we're going.
He
He
has
has
something to
to
hold on to.
Okay.
he has to be slamming the imaginary brake, right?
What about
Yeah.
Steve?
I mean, just wearing that thing out.
What about Steve?
What about Bob?
No,
Good movie.
no. The caddy for Tiger. Right? Kind of the same thing. Caddy gets 10% of the money, tells him where to put it. He puts it there.
Yeah.
Same thing in rally.
Except
Your
you're not risking
co-driver
your
is
life
your
on the
caddy.
golf course.
Well, no, you're both not risking your life. That's the
100%.
thing.
Well, and the other
Uh,
piece of it too is like, here's the thing that a lot of people don't talk
That's
about.
what-
You're talking about the danger level of not being in control of your own fate.
Damn right.
I can't even read a book in a moving vehicle.
Oh,
when somebody
damn
else is
right.
driving.
No.
Damn
My
right. Oh,
stomach starts
oh,
spinning.
upside down.
Yeah,
If I'm driving, fine.
these guys are reading their own. Yeah, they're loose notes. They're not even allowed to use like a tablet.
While
It has
watching.
to be written,
You know?
and they have to call them
Well,
out
it has-
accurately. And the cars,
And
You know.
it's never going straight.
yeah,
So think about our boy, Carlos,
yeah,
the smooth operator.
yeah.
His daddy, multiple world rally champion.
Multiple Dakar rally.
That too?
At 56, won the Dakar rally.
Impressive.
Yeah.
That's when he was young.
All right, let's move into GT series. We
GT
gotta-
series is going to be quick.
We got to keep this thing rolling and rolling.
Yeah,
We're going to get off the railroad tracks.
We
But
gotta go quick, boys.
Mercedes this year, CODIS ASP Mercedes team, Rafael Marciello for GT3 series. It was an incredible year. To me, they had it locked down from the beginning. They acted like Ferrari and Audi had a chance at it. I don't think they really did. We had some good races in there. We had the 24 Hours at Spa, which was awesome. That's when Iron Dames kind of came on our target list. And
Definitely.
I want to bring them up too because they did very well at Le Mans. They did very well at the 24 Hours of Spa.
Solid.
Those ladies look like they're not slowing down.
They've been great.
Yeah, I was on their Twitter last week, and they've been test driving some other cars and seeing what's going on there. Ferrari possibly might have a different GT3 car for the first time in a bunch of years next year. So, moving forward into that series as well, and I'd like to add Asia and Australia maybe a little bit next year when we start the pod back up.
Okay.
For in earnest, and kind of hit those guys too because. It's another really good series if you like real cars, racing at high speed, and that's all I can really say about it because we watch NASCAR, we see stock car racing, but you're talking about a chassis with sheet metal over it. We watch open wheel racing, and those guys are like fighter pilots. Rallies are driving, multi-million dollar hatchbacks. But these guys are driving the cars like we've talked about a million times that are posters on your wall when you're a kid, and they're killing it. It's like your son wanting to
the Lamborghini for Christmas, you know, and they run the Lamborghini Huracan in GT World Challenge and do a really great job at it. So looking forward to seeing what they come up with. You know, I'm kind of an Iron Links guy, and Aston Martin and GT4, so I'm hoping they do well again next year. But we'll see how it goes. And there's a lot of rule changes, but we'll get to that when we get into 2023. So everything else, highlights from everything else, and this is going to be kind of fun too, I think. So especially I added a few in here because Mikey's here, but Jimmy Johnson's Indy career.
Absolutely.
Mikey, this is all you, buddy.
Horrible. This actually made number one on my bag markers.
Okay.
It made me dislike Jimmy Johnson.
Did
I didn't want to see it.
you liked him before, right?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Huge fan.
Okay.
Love Jim.
I had everything Jimmy Johnson. You mentioned on the pod once.
Yeah.
A garage full of cobalt tools.
Yeah.
Yes. I bought a cobalt pipe wrench a while ago.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson's the reason I got into Cobalt Tools.
But it just seemed like he was there to get a check.
Yeah.
Or sell a book, is what I said.
Yeah.
He had the book come out. Let's get my name out there and advertise the book. And it was horrible.
Yeah.
What do you think about him going back to NASCAR?
How old is he, guys?
I don't know.
What do you think about him staying in IndyCar? Let's talk about that.
Is he going to stay in anywhere?
Yeah, you're damn right.
I thought he was going to NASCAR. He's co-owning with
He is
Richard
co-
Petty. And
He'll drive that IndyCar.
He's burned me.
you're
I
out.
think he'll stay in Indy just so he can do the double when his next book comes
I
out.
agree with you
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, that makes sense. He'll do the.
He
It's
will.
a total Tim Tebow move.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, you're
Yeah,
right.
you are right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Johnson in Indy, it was bad for me. That was my opinion on it.
It got so bad we didn't even put it on here anymore.
So-
We're tired of talking about it.
For F1 fans, we had, Roman Grosjean. I think it's his second or third season in
Man,
Indy.
he walked through fire.
Man that walked from fire.
We can't give him a whole season because for a little while he ignored ovals, which God loved him for doing it. Can't blame him. Well,
He's
an
he's
oval
not
in an
bad.
IndyCar and an oval in a NASCAR are different things risk wise.
Yeah, for sure.
I like seeing him competitive. And-
I don't have any problem.
And
with
I've
Yes,
dropped
I
my
like seeing him competitive.
I've dropped my, and it was probably just overcharged already, but I've dropped my stigma of Romain Grosjean from, because Drive to Survive is a television show. And they're trying to get drama, and Romain Grosjean definitely can cause drama, obviously. But like I'm subscribed now to his Romain Grosjean's Garage
Yes.
on YouTube.
No, that's cool. I didn't even know that was a thing.
And he had an episode where he's like walking through his room that
RV.
has all of his racing suits.
Yeah.
And hearing him talk and hearing the guy that wore them talk about each one and being able to, with vivid detail, recount, yeah, I wore this suit when this happened on turn 14. You're just like, wow. And the only reason I've got that suit hanging there is to remind me of that, and that's really neat. And he's got all of his trophies and
Cool.
he's proud of every single one of them.
I mean, it's cool to hear. I mean, God, it's got to be neat to be able to walk by and get those memories.
Yeah.
You get flooded with that memory. It's got to be pretty cool.
It's that tactile touch and just touching that suit and thinking, oh man, this is the
Yeah.
suit. I hit the wall in at 160 miles an hour and blew up.
Was that suit there?
He didn't know. I didn't see that
I
suit.
wonder if it is.
I bet it is.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Even if it's not framed somewhere, it's got to be in that house.
Yeah. Somewhere. So anyway, that's Romain Grosjean. We also had,
We had a little bit of Kyle Busch sponsorship drama. And I mean, honestly, we still have Kyle Busch sponsorship drama. His
Yeah.
own energy
Yeah.
sponsor him. He didn't find a sponsor, which
wow.
says a lot about the economic spot America's in. When you have a championship level driver. I mean, he's on the backside of his career.
Yeah.
For sure. He's not as relevant as he was 5 years ago, but he is still
He's still
pretty-
Kyle Busch.
he's still pretty stinking relevant. He's still wherever he finishes on the grid, he gets interviewed.
Yeah, I want to
You
tell you
know-
something right now. I know I give Kyle Busch a lot of shit, but it's sort of like how you give Ferrari shit, but you like Ferrari.
For sure.
I don't like Kyle Busch.
I know.
And I give him a lot of shit, but I will say this: the man is ultra talented. I'm not disputing any of that. Dale Earnhardt Sr. was ridiculously talented. I didn't like him.
I didn't like senior either.
I agree.
I was not a fan at all. I
still
thought
cried.
they called him the Intimidator. I just called him the Dictator. I mean, that's just what he was. He's just,
Oh, fuck.
he was just he was a douchebag, man, on tracks a lot
He
of
was.
times. And so, Kyle Busch is in that ballpark with me, but I'm not disputing that he's got talent.
Yeah.
I did love his, him clapping and doing the standing O for when they did the memorial for the guy that died. There was somebody that passed away.
Oh, Gibbs.
Yeah.
It's Gibbs.
Corey Gibbs.
Yeah.
Gibbs.
Yeah. And he came out and he looked like
They were
legitimately
close.
Yeah, he was legitimately
upset.
and
They
it
were
meant a
very
lot to see him. It meant a lot to see him like that. So
That's Ty's daddy.
yeah, and it turned him into a regular guy for me. So I get that. But 2022, the Watermelon Man, the ups, the downs, the heartbreaks, the triumphs. The guy had a crazy. I mean, I felt like he almost single-handedly made NASCAR relevant this season.
And half a lap.
And half
Half a lap. He made everybody talk about NASCAR.
Yeah, for
Which-
days
for
and
days.
days.
Which
Yeah.
hadn't
And
been
he
done.
damn near won the championship,
He
Which
got
hadn't
us
been
to
done
put them
for a
first
long
on
time.
the rundown.
which never happens.
Right.
We had made the decision not to talk about NASCAR
Correct.
anymore. And we would have
I
we would have
remember
not talked
that.
about NASCAR anymore if it wouldn't have been for him.
Right.
Um,
That's huge, man.
dude, he is a
He went full PlayStation.
yeah. I mean, he was one of my favorite drivers from the beginning anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
you said that.
just because of he won the first week we had podcasts. So I mean, I kind of latched on to him, but we forgot about him. Like I said, ups and downs. He had a really rough year.
The official, unofficial driver of the field plan.
Yeah.
The funny thing was, and you guys won't know this, nobody will but me and Chad, but until now, but we were scared to death putting together our information for the first one. And it is admittedly not very good.
I
But
mean, we had so much to do.
I was at work, I was in, and he came in where I was working, and he was like, dude, we've got to talk about this guy, the Watermelon Man. Do you know who it is? And I go, no, I do not know who it is. And he's like, it's this guy, Ross Chastain. He's a 48th generation watermelon farmer. And if he's racing, his dad can't come to the race and blah, blah. And just that right there. And I don't think Chad even knew that. That sold me because I'm the oldest of 4 sons. And I know how that whole piece works, moving pieces around.
I mean, you're talking
Yeah.
to a guy in a family business right here. I mean,
Yeah.
we try not to all be gone at once to make sure somebody's around, and you know what I mean.
Right.
So,
Stagger those vacations.
dude, it big time resonated with me. I became a fan that day.
Yeah. And he became, that was really one of the showcase pieces of our first full episode.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we talked about Pitbull then too, because I guess
He had an
Pitbull,
ankle bracelet. on.
Yeah.
He's a part owner.
part owner of that team. But
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys have both imparted an opportunity to me to talk to people that I did not previously have. And it's really cool to see the both of you go through your whole journey here.
It's been fun, man. That's for sure.
And
this isn't the last chapter. Don't let Eric think that
Yeah.
we're not signing
no,
up
no,
forever.
no. This is just the end of season 2. We got the beginning of
it
season
was
3
the
coming
best
up.
of times. It was the worst.
It is really, really neat to see these guys do what they do.
It's fun. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I've enjoyed that part of it
It's
too.
been fun watching it gain a little traction too.
Yeah.
So it's been a good time. All right, 23-11 Racing.
I just threw this out there because I think they're a complete shit show, the whole organization,
What?
top to bottom.
Bubba Wallace is still there, right?
Yeah.
So what's their driver lineup next year?
Does anybody know? Can anybody even say? That's my point. They're disorganized as F.
You don't really care.
And it's sad because I love Michael Jordan. I do. And
I don't like Denny Hamlin.
I do
I
not
don't
like.
like
No,
Michael Jordan,
no,
so-
not a Denny.
I do not
I
like
don't like
Denny
either one of
Hamlin.
them. I like
Well,
Bubba
that's
Wallace.
your
but
fault, but
I like Michael Jordan.
I like Bubba Wallace. I think that he had a really rough COVID year,
yeah,
and I think a lot of things got pinned on him that might not have really been him. And I
Yeah.
think he had to kind of be the face of that movement.
I
and
think he
that's
was still
fine.
too young to deal with that kind of stuff.
I do,
too.
but as a person, man, he seems like a really good, down to earth
Yeah.
dude. I mean, like I want him to succeed. He seems like a really
Yes.
good guy.
Yes.
All right,
Mustache
let's
is
move on to my
greatness.
favorite racetrack on the planet, the Goodwood
Yeah.
Festival of Speed.
The actual Festival of Speed.
And that when you put Goodwood on here, I thought you meant the
I
Festival
threw
of
it on
Speed.
there as a joke because
Just
I know
'cause
you
I
like
like to say
saying
it.
Goodwood.
Yeah,
But
it's fun to say.
Oh,
I wanted to make it a point too to let everybody know that you got to tune into those 2 different big races. Jimmy Johnson was in it this past year.
oh yeah, boy.
So, and he almost wrecked a $20 million car. So anyway, yeah, just tune into the Goodwood. You got the Festival of Speed. You also got I forgot what the other one's called.
I don't know.
The Festival of Speed is the
That's the
hill
one they
climb,
race the old cars.
and
right?
then
Right.
you have
The vintage one where they dress in period dress and they
yeah.
they race, but
So
it's,
one is a social
more of a-
event, one
yeah.
is a racing event.
yeah.
The social event is actually bigger than the racing event.
Then we got the car rally coming up in about a month. No, in about 2 weeks.
December
Yes.
31st.
Oh no, in about a month. Okay, so
5,000 miles, 16 days.
one lost foreign national son.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we talked about the Crown that one episode. We did. Yeah, I can't believe that somehow the Crown Netflix show became a subject on the Fuel Pod because of the Dakar rally. But yeah, Dakar is a huge event. If you get to watch it, I don't get to watch it. I don't have any of the, and I'm definitely not paying the subscription for that. It's like
We
ridiculous.
need to get and split that.
Do you have that video game?
Dakar Desert Rally, yes I do.
Didn't you say it was free this month?
I don't know if it is free this month or not.
Okay, for some reason I thought you said it was free.
But yeah, the game's insane. Yeah. So it's
Okay.
like rally on steroids.
Jay, may I?
Yeah.
The reason the Dakar is about to happen is because the Baja 1000 is happening as we speak.
That's the one that Robbie Gordon used to race in, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
fuck Robbie. Yeah, he's a prick.
Wasn't he a truck? Wasn't he?
He
Uh,
was
they're almost all trucks.
So,
yeah,
fun
it's
story.
basically truck race.
He was the Coors driver.
Okay.
So as,
Yeah.
as I'm getting into the business,
Bush.
they had this huge thing for the first race at Texas Motor Speedway, and the track wasn't great. All the drivers talked about it, whatever. So they had this huge push, and they brought down all these distributors and all these people. He wrecked in turn 1, lap 1. Coors Light car wrecked turn 1, lap 1 with probably 500 people there to watch.
Standard Robbie Gordon.
Standard
right there.
Robbie Gordon, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready to move into podiums?
I am ready to move into podiums.
All right, we're gonna go. We'll let our guests go first. We'll start with old Mikey over there. Mikey, you got your podium ready to go?
And I got some podiums.
All right,
Okay.
he's ready to roll.
Podium number 3, Esapeka Lobby. I second.
Just 'cause you like to
I
say
thought it was
it.
David Hasselhoff. What happened?
I would like to make a push to make him the unofficial official driver of Fuel Pod fans.
Is he?
We can do that.
Does that mean he replaces
No.
the watermelon farmer?
No, it's a different series. We
Yeah,
have to have an
we have
unofficial
different
official.
ones.
Yeah.
Every series.
Okay, fair.
Number 2, just F1 racing. It's badass. Thinking,
Yeah, and you need to preface that by saying you weren't into it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And the
I watch
podcast got you
every
into it, right?
Practice, every qualifying. I love it.
Nice.
And my number 1 on my podium, the best thing to happen in motorsports this year, the Fuel Pod.
Whoop whoop! We made the podium.
Thanks, man.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
It
Thanks,
brought me
buddy.
back. Y'all brought me back.
That's what I like to hear.
I
man.
love
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. All right, Eric, podiums.
Oh no.
F1 farmer.
So, boys,
Oh, good God. Here we go.
here's the thing. Sometimes it gets moist. And when it's moist,
This is your fault, Chad.
this is absolutely your fault, Chad. Listen, you son of a bitch. You're just gonna have to sit there
And listen to you.
and listen to the S's. You know, when it was moist and K-Mag
Oh my God, I really thought he was switching to drivers at this point.
and K-Mag got a pole, you talk shit on him. And you're like, oh, the rain gave him the pole.
No.
No, there were
I
19
said that
other
shouldn't have counted.
drivers. There were 19 other drivers that did not set a faster lap time.
I didn't say anything about.
19
K-Mag.
other. No,
Hold
you're
on.
right.
I didn't say anything about K-Mac getting a pole. I said it shouldn't count because he didn't get the pole for the race. He got the point. He got the pole for a sprint race. That's not the same thing as the race.
Oh, I thought you were.
No,
Okay.
wrong.
Nothing to
no,
do with
no,
the
no,
rain.
No, wrong. 100% wrong.
It doesn't have anything
Here's
to do
the
with the
thing.
race.
What is qualifying?
Well, I mean, it's to see who's the fastest for it.
No.
It's a one.
Qualifying is Q1
Yep.
plus Q2 plus Q3.
Okay.
And the winner of that is the pole sitter. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Would you like to elaborate on that?
It's in a normal weekend. Absolutely. If you
No,
have
no,
a
no, no.
sprint race,
Doesn't matter.
it should be like Daytona.
But-
No. It should be like
but
Daytona.
the
You have
word
the track.
pole.
He got the
The
pole.
word
He
pole
should have
is
been the pole for the
result.
race. And
The
then
word-
everybody else is racing for it. 1 and 2 should have got their pole spot from qualifying. And then the sprint race, sets everything else just like Daytona. It is absolutely asinine to set the pole for the sprint race and then it not matter for the big race.
But
That
the
makes
thing
no
is
sense to me.
nobody said that poll applied to the big race.
But it counts as a pole. Why does it count as a pole? That's
Yeah,
the big race doesn't
because
mean
he
anything.
still
went
gets
through
credit for the
Q1,
poll.
That's
Q2.
dumb.
No, it's not because he went through Q1, Q2, and Q3.
No, you didn't win the pole for the race.
He went through Q1, Q2, and Q3 against
Great.
19 other cars.
Absolutely great. He won the pole for the sprint race.
You just said
for
he
the
won the
sprint
pole.
race. For the sprint race.
No, there is
You
no
just
for
should
the sprint
not
race.
count
It's
unless
pole
it
or
is
no
a
pole.
race.
And
I
folks,
love
just
it.
in
I
case you were
created a
wondering,
problem. I love it.
this is why a lot of people don't like the sprint race. So
No, I
moving
love
on.
it. It should be at everyone, but the pole should be set by qualifying,
Mhm.
just like
And it
Daytona,
is.
by the Daytona 500.
And it
They do
is.
the challenge races.
And it is.
It's not.
But
He
it is.
did not start in first place.
No,
George
he
Russell
didn't.
did.
No, he didn't.
But
So he
you
doesn't
got
have the pole. No.
Just accept and move on. We're doing podiums.
Okay,
We're gonna
Keep
hug
going.
it out later.
keep going.
Okay, podium. Is it still me?
Yeah, still you. You're on number 2.
That was just moist.
Yeah. Now we're making perverted shapes.
Oh.
So better
So,
hurry this along too.
Jay, you and the Play-Doh toy company need to have a talk.
Okay.
And the talk is about these shapes that I keep seeing in your bedroom window.
You're in
Up
his
on the
bedroom,
sill.
too. Chad's been
It's
in
like,
your
okay,
bedroom.
does everybody
I've never been in his house.
does everybody remember Bill Murray in Caddyshack?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And he's forming out those little explosive gophers.
Yes.
Jay has a bunch of topless George Russells on his fucking
That was secret. Yeah.
you know, it's just one of those
George Russell
things.
status.
Yeah,
There's
secret
nothing
George
to do about
Russell.
that. And then to make that better, you have to spice it up with a Tide Pod because it doesn't taste any better.
Y'all
if you
remember
don't
the
do that.
Tide Pod fiasco?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Wish you would have
Yeah.
thinned out the herd a little
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
But only with copious amounts of garlic.
bit. Go.
Chad,
Is it my turn?
podiums.
So I didn't put a whole lot of thought. These guys put a lot more thought into the podium.
No, I didn't. I just hijacked people's shit.
Number 3, Charles Leclerc, because I think he had a fantastic season. I think he is one of the most talented drivers on the grid. I thought he handled himself. There was a couple of times that I questioned his maturity level, like when Carlos Sainz got a win and when Carlos Sainz got in the bad wreck. And he was not a great teammate,
Right.
but I felt like he grew throughout the year. I feel like he is going to be a future champion in the sport. And I really like Leclerc. Number 2, Lewis Hamilton. I put that on there because of you. Because you said, I really like the new humble hand.
Yeah.
And I thought about that a lot. And I really like Lewis Hamilton this year.
Yeah.
And I didn't even mean to. I just kind of thought back and I was like, man, I kind of enjoyed watching him race. And it was fun. I mean,
I love it when you don't want to like somebody
and you do.
and then you can't help but to like them.
Absolutely. And it happened this year with me.
You
And
know,
I
he's
didn't
sitting
mean
there in
for it.
that, and I've said this before, but he's sitting there in that Yankees hat. And, you know, people ask me all the time who one of my favorite baseball players is. And people that know me know that I'm a Red Sox guy.
Yeah.
But when they ask me, I say Derek Jeter. I say it all the time because he was on the field, off the field, supportive of his teammates, and just regardless of whether it's real or not, just look like a wholesome guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Involved in the community, involved in the team, not just on the field, but off. And so, yeah, you know, Lewis Hamilton was that for me this year too. So he's not on my list, but he could have been.
And then my number 1, I don't know why he's on here, but Danny Ricciardo. And here's why.
Okay.
It has nothing to do
I
with
thought
racing.
you had screwed
Because
up.
we love Danny Rick.
It had nothing to do with racing.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with McLaren.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with him losing his job. It has to do with just about everybody that's a Formula One fan fell in love with Danny Rick this year
Yeah.
because of the grace that he handled a really bad situation. His
Yeah.
boss threw him under the bus, crawdadded back, and then fired him.
Yes.
It was a terrible situation. And not only did he have to deal with that, he had to deal with that while driving 200 miles an hour on a racetrack every week.
Yeah.
And he had to
Risking
do
his
with
life.
it every week. And everybody talked about how he wasn't doing it, including us.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you're not doing anything. You're finishing 15th every week. You know, you rode a horse into Texas and get knocked in Q1.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
for real. For real.
he had to deal with all of that all year long. And he
In an
did
age
it,
of social media too.
and he did it with a smile on his face. He did it while giving his other drivers a hard time. He did it while loving on everybody. And like, I think he may forever be my favorite F1 driver, no matter
Okay.
what. Anyway, all right. It's finally Big J's turn.
And I took a different approach since it's the end of the year and kind of went with the overall type of deal.
Cool.
So I'm going to go with Mercedes AMG Petronas F1, and I'll tell you why. It's number 3. Because they came in, they took a huge gamble during winter testing. They came in with a chassis and a car that was different from all the other teams on the grid. And it failed, and it failed spectacularly. And they held with it, and they worked on it through the porpoising, through the George Russell whining,
The
and
Mercedes was faster.
halfway through the season, they turned it around and showed why they're Mercedes.
Yep.
And overcoming adversity is always going to win with me, so they're my number 3. Number 2, Toyota Gazoo Racing, man, for so many reasons. Rally, World Endurance, they are really starting to be a step ahead of and it's the work they put in. I mean, they're Jerry Rice level of work that they put in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where they deserve everything that they're getting right now. And then number 1, I mean, the only place they're not visible is F1, really. So that ought to tell you something. Number 1, Red Bull Racing, because as a team, they have every single cog in the wheel, man. They have the perfect strategist. They have the perfect race director. They have the 2 of the best drivers they could possibly have received. And they've got great race directors. They've got engineers that know what they're doing, and they know how to manipulate, maneuver, and dominate a weekend in F1. So that's my podium for the year.
All right, let's move. Get that sound off there. All right, we'll go in the same order. Mikey.
All right, here we go. Danny Rick. I'm not back on. Here's why.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It costs how much money to run that car?
Bunch.
Week to week,
They're paying him how much to drive that car?
15.7 million.
As fast as he can. Millions.
Yeah.
Riding that pony into town.
Boy, that really hurt
is
you bad.
Not making that car go any faster.
That's 100% correct.
Let's buckle up and be serious for a minute. We're paying you a lot of money.
It's true.
Yeah. Next year, they're paying him a lot of money not to drive the car. They're
Yeah.
paying him more money not to drive the
They're
car.
paying him more money just to go drive for Red Bull.
Yeah.
So number 2, I want to put NASCAR. Who was there a bigger NASCAR fan than me?
No, not that I knew.
And they've lost their identity. They're trash.
My boy.
So I just wrote down here NASCAR picture show.
I like it.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
My number 1 is Jimmy Johnson's year in IndyCar.
Oh, Lord.
Knew that was coming.
Because people that know me know that I despise Tim Tebow more than anyone on earth.
Okay.
And it made me compare Jimmy Johnson to Tim Tebow.
Well, yeah, I can see where that would be a problem.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you're a Jimmy Johnson fan.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, I've been to many NASCAR races with Mikey. He is a Jimmy Johnson fanatic. I still owe him $1 million on that.
Okay.
That's my back marker.
All right, Eric.
Oh, the back markers.
I'm changing my back markers on the fly, by the way.
So earlier in this year, the aero rules had a little bit of ambiguity to them,
Okay.
and in that ambiguity, there was a wing end plate, the rear wing end plate that was allowed unintentionally,
Okay.
that the Aston Martin boys found out about.
Is this when they ran with the identical Red Bull car?
Yeah, it's when no.
Okay.
No. So this is just a rear wing development thing, and right about the time they the purpose of their development became public, once the commentators for the racing and all that talked about it, it turns out that it's a vortex shape that's similar to a slinky if you straighten it out.
Did you just rickroll me on? You just rickrolled me on the pot. Okay.
On your own.
Wow.
On your own. And the sewer pipe back blast. I mean, ain't nobody got time for that shit. And then, I mean, we've all drank out of a beer that somebody had a cigarette in, right?
Have we?
I have.
I've not done that.
Well, your life's just not complete yet, then,
Yeah,
I guess.
Apparently, I haven't hit that one.
I lived in a
Yeah.
fraternity house, and I used to see it all the
has
time, and
happened.
people would
It
spit.
just happened.
Yeah, and I'd be like, "What happened?" They're like, "Dude, Freddie put his cig out in my beer can." I'm like, "Ooh."
As long as you don't put Stifler and American Pie #1, then we're all good here.
But it's really the straight slinkies that bother me.
So, what we call wire. My number 3. Is it my turn?
Yeah,
Scuderia Ferrari. And first, if you notice, my back markers is exactly the same as your back markers. So I couldn't think of any, and I was like, I'm just going to say the same thing Jay says. And then you made me go before you, so that kind of
Shit,
messed up my plan.
yeah.
So Scuderia Ferrari, because they started off so strong, kind of went to crap. I think they could have shocked the world this year. I think they could have won, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Number 2, the names on every dadgum circuit turn.
Essa, Pekka, Love.
Why do we have to have a name for every turn
Okay.
on every
okay.
Formula One track?
1, 2,
in every
3,
country.
4, 5, 6, 7.
No,
8.
I get it. I
I'm
get
cool
it.
with that.
I get it. But I mean, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of them. It gets a little annoying. And then number 1, NASCAR. I didn't have NASCAR on here until Mikey brought it up. And
Yeah, I
That
wish
should-
I had put NASCAR
one
on
that
there.
actually should tell you something because it became completely irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even care enough.
Dude,
about
I
it to put it
watched
on my
your
back marker.
I watched your evolution on it, and I didn't know him very well, other
Yeah.
than he was an avid listener, which I was happy about that. But like, I watched your evolution from just NASCAR, just talking to you in general during the week, and you'd be like, "Man,
You just
I
always
can't-
talk about F1.
I can't watch these guys just go around in a circle."
I couldn't. And I used to, dude, I used to not watch the road races because I
Chad,
hated the road races.
Yeah.
to be fair, anyone who, as a F1 newcomer, is able to see Ferrari destroy themselves in such beautiful fashion.
Yeah.
Throughout an entire season, maybe 2.
It was fun.
You got to get on board with that.
Yeah, it was fun.
So
All right,
Not
Jay.
a damn review.
my Scuderia Ferrari thing is simply because like they came out of the gates hot, and then it just felt like organization went out the window. I felt like there was a couple races where it just felt like they were on vacation and didn't drive, and the pit strategies were bad.
It seemed like the moment got too big for him.
It's pretty bad when I'm sitting at home and I know the ins and outs of F1 and how it works and how a pit stop should work. And no, I don't know every intricate detail, and I don't have to. It's not my job. But guess whose job it is? Theirs. And they didn't. And my God, I am rolling right back into my Ferrari rant from 8 weeks ago.
Yep.
But you got to know how many tires go on your fucking car, man. 1. And 2, you got to know you got this much of a lead, and this is how much the average pit box time is if I come in. And we should probably come in when we can cover that gap, right? Let's
That would
not
be a
wait.
good idea.
Let's not wait till that. I'm 29 seconds ahead. Bring me in now. Don't wait till Max Verstappen is 11 seconds down. Then bring me in. Now, guess what? I'm coming out behind him, fool.
Shit, I should
Yeah.
hire you at Ferrari.
It doesn't take a 4th grader to figure that out, with a decent working knowledge of mathematics. So that's number 3. And that was a little loud, but that's number 3. Number 2, George Russell, because I will never back the play of a full tilt diva, man. So I'm not going to do it again. I'm trying not to. I'm trying really hard right now. So if you come in and you're good, you got talent, that's good. Let your driving speak for you. If you do need to speak, thank your team. Do what you got to do. Don't be George Russell is basically my thing.
Hey, you know how he just said, "Don't be George Russell."
Yep.
You know what I'm going to be?
George Russell.
I'm going to be J Neal.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny Ricciardo is my number 1 on my back marker list. I love all of Mikey's reasons, but it's not mine. So I'm not going to bum your argument, although it was valid and I wish I had thought of it. I think he made his. I'm muted.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't hear anything coming out of my mic. Anyway, so I think he made his big mistake when he left Red Bull, and I think he got scared of Max Verstappen. And then he went to Renault, and I think he started to build something great with Renault, and then he left Renault. And then he went to McLaren. He thought, hey, I'm going to be here for a while. Guess what? No, you're really not.
Yeah.
And I think he killed it. So
Series of bad miscalculations
yeah,
and bad.
I think his biggest problem is just consistency. I think he needs to find something and stick it.
Yeah.
He's not sticking the landing. He's taking off in the plane and never coming down. So anyway, that's it. That's all I had.
All right. So that brings us to the end of this we didn't do our gifts.
No, we didn't.
Oh well, this was a great episode.
It was.
It was a long episode.
It was.
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
So just a little house cleaning. On Twitter, I'm ChadH610.
And I am JNeil729.
Mikey, what are you?
I don't even know.
Okay.
We'll add his stuff in the notes.
We'll add it in the notes. And then Eric is that F1 Farmer.
Yeah.
On Twitch, I'm ChadH610.
And I am GMJ729.
So just a little update. We will not be on ESPN Paris 105.1 for a little bit. So racing season's over.
Right.
We're not going to be here weekly during the off season until winter testing probably.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be every other week with maybe we'll deep dive on a track. Maybe we'll deep dive on a team. Maybe we'll go over just funny things that we can think of.
Yeah.
Like, if you got any ideas out there, send them to us. Hopefully we'll be in here every week, every other week. And if we have enough, we'll be in here every week. I mean, it's going to be sporadic, however until the season starts, right?
Right.
So make sure you subscribe. What I'm saying this is make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way it tells you when we're live. Subscribe to our podcast. That way it tells you when we have a new episode. Subscribe to each of our Twitches. That way it tells you when we're racing, because some of those episodes are going to be our races.
Yeah.
And we're just going to talk back and forth and then drop that into our Apple Podcast or Anchor. So we're going to have some stuff there. So, if you want to know what we're talking about, follow us on Twitch. Jay, is there anything else that we need to talk about?
Well, tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And in that vein, I'd just like to say that I'm thankful that to not only you, Chad, but all the people that have helped make the Fuel Pod great and something that we've kept up with and keep going. And really looking forward to the 2023 racing season so we can get back going full speed. Got a lot of great stuff, I'm sure, coming up this year that we're going to get to talk about and have the privilege to talk about. And I also want to thank all the drivers, teams, and racers from all the various groups and series that we've covered this year. And, good luck to all of you. There's none of you that I hate,
Except for Kyle Busch.
That's true.
Kyle Busch and, George Russell. Anyway.
Kyle Larson.
So anyway, yeah. So good luck to you next year. And thank you for letting us talk about you week after week.
With no ramifications.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. And we will see you in a week or two.
Yep.